It's October 23rd, 2017. Welcome to the My Alaska Backyard Show with Greg. I'm your host, Greg, and tonight we're going to have some fun. But first, let's listen to this. Well, welcome, folks. It's a Monday night up here on the mountain. It's snowed yesterday. We got about an inch of snow outside. It's come up a little bit. I think it's around 33 today, and then now it's going down to about 20 tonight, maybe 15 or so. We usually get snow before Halloween, so we got like, ooh, we only had like 3 years there that we didn't in a row that we didn't get snow by October 31st. Out of the 30 some years I've lived here, only the past three. I was, thinking global warming was working, and it might not be that cold this year, but that's not the case. Probably get colder than shit this year. So welcome tonight. I wipe my beard. I got some eggnog. Cheers. Oh, that stuff over my beard. That's one of the drawbacks to having a full beard is things that you eat tend to wind up in it. Okay, so that was just one of the numerous songs I've found on Google Audio Library. Now I picked a bunch of other ones up that I'm going to be using probably for just intros and stuff. We'll see what happens. This is a work in progress. I might see what we can get. There's all kinds of Bach and Beethoven. I like the fact that there's all this U.S. government music from the United States Marine Band and Army Band and stuff. It's all public domain, and I don't have to give anybody any credits because I don't mind giving audio credits and stuff for music I'm using, but I don't want to pay for it. Because frankly, their system is screwed up, and I'm willing to pay to use another artist's material because I believe in copyright to an extent, but the way that it's set up now is just the artist doesn't get jack shit. All the money goes to one of the organizations that collect the stuff. All right, so there we are again. Okay, so I think tonight we could talk about a myriad of things. Let's see here. Let's see what's happening on the old facial book and see what's going on there. And let's go here. It's display right. There we are. Well, what kind of good stuff do we have there? Studying Trump statement. Okay, I don't know what that is. Code fights. I think I signed up for that already. I never got back to the. Excuse me, folks. Never got back to their site and tried any of it yet. Just in more Facebook garbage. Yada yada yada. Okay. Well, I might not do a show tonight because there really just isn't a whole lot of interest. You know, you got the Uranium One deal that's out there, and a lot of smoke and mirrors are being blowed up about that, but I don't think that's ever going to come to anything. Excuse me. As I blow my nose. At least that wasn't on camera, so you didn't have to see that. But, you know, I'm like a lot of the other folks in the world here. I'm getting to where I don't have a lot of faith in the justice system whatsoever. There just seems to be too much evidence of a two-tiered justice system. One for me and you, and one for the political elite and the rich people, the super rich, and the New World Order folks. Kind of lump all those together. You know, I mean, we could go back over Hillary Clinton's shit. You know, I mean that's been beat to death. But nothing, you know, they'll never do a day in the joint. You know, that'll never happen. You know. Oh, look at this big pile of shit. Ah, that's kind of funny. All right. Okay. Okay, so as we get closer to November 4th, I keep seeing more and more stuff. Evidently, the Democratic Party, the Marxist parties in America, you know, the Communist Party, that type of thing, they're going to start a revolution or open rebellion or something on November 4th, I think it is. So that's what I'm seeing all over Facebook and over on YouTube and stuff. Oh, there we go, my Alaskan backyard. So if you're seeing this, you might even have gone there. And let's see here. And more garbage. Okay. This may be a short broadcast tonight because I'm not seeing a whole lot of interesting shit to talk about. You know, we already did the weather. It's cold and snowy, and it's probably going to snow some more, and that sucks. We could talk about cooking. It's it's not a new passion. It's one I've had for a long time. I like to cook. Let's go back over here. There's one of my cousins. Ah, here we go. Camera equipment. I love me some camera equipment. Let's see here. Alrighty. Well, we've looked at Facebook. Let's see what's on Drudge. Speaking about Facebook. Facebook test paid for Play News. That's not going to go over real well. Seeing as how that it's all fake news that they're promoting. Each nice thing is Washington. More garbage. Look at this moron here in her little steel-canned cowboy hat. It's a crazy bitch. Well, there's not much on there either. I don't know. Might not be nothing to talk about tonight. Let's see what else we got here. Well, let's see here. Reddit. Now, I'm just getting started on Reddit, so it took me a while to learn how to post some stuff, and I haven't gone back. I don't spend a lot of time here. I think I've been here like 5 times, and I put some stuff up here, but it doesn't really appeal to me. I don't know why that is, but it just don't. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Drudge, Google, Vimeo. There's my VidMe channel. Yay! Go up there on VidMe, and you can see my shows. And send me some feedback. Let me know what you think of them. You can also see them on Vimeo. There's a couple little ones I've done. And Twitter. I'm also on Twitter, so follow me on Twitter if you want to see stuff. Okay. And you gotta check out the Truth Factory with the cat. How they get this cat to talk is just amazing. You know, yeah, I know it's CGI generated stuff, but their algorithm, their program is so good that it really looks like the cat is talking, because it looks like the lips on the cats are forming the words that the talent's talking. It's really cool. So I'll leave it to you guys to go check that out. It's the Truth Factory on YouTube, and I think it's on a couple other places. So if you can, go check them out. They're pretty cool. All right, what else do we got here? Okay. And then again, there's Linux Today, which is a pretty good news about Linux site. And I've been using that site since it came online years ago. I haven't done much Linux lately. I've got another channel called allthingslinux.com that's on Facebook and YouTube, and I need to put it on some of the other sites as well. That's where I talk about Linux and share some of my experiences with it. But I haven't done one of those in a while. I'm in the middle of doing a production on that with the new Dell 13-inch XPS 13 Developer Edition. It runs Ubuntu 16.04, and it's a touchscreen laptop, and it works really good. It's got the iCore 7 processors in it, so I think, and I opted for, what was it? Oh, the 500, what was it, 512 gig SD card, and I think it's got, I bumped it up to 16 gigs of memory. So it's cost me close to $2,000 when I bought it, and I'm trying to. The only drawback to that machine is the location of the camera on it. Okay, like on the Mac, which I'm using for this. Oh man, I got eggnog on my chin then. Oh. On the Mac, the camera is up here. On the XPS 13, the camera is down here. So that makes a really weird video capture. So when you look at it, when you see it, you're like, oh, you're down looking like that. This. It's hard to get this screen set up correctly and all that stuff. Of course, I know that there are. Oh no! A message. A spammer's calling. What? No message? Nope. I get spam calls on my message line all day and all night long. It's like crazy. You figure after the first 90 times or 100, 200 times that they've done it, they would say, this is not getting me anywhere. Maybe I'll quit. It's just a waste of time. But that's the same mentality of the ones who hack into my web server or try or attempt to hack into my web servers and stuff. And you know, uh, why? I have no idea. There's nothing on there. There's no information that's you know national defense type information or nothing. There's no credit card information. There's nothing on there. But they still try and hack in. I guess it's probably required course that they have to take in hacking over and into China, because that's where all the hacking on my servers comes from, on my client servers, is from China and Indonesia. We used to get a bunch of Albanian stuff. I don't think I've ever had any Russian stuff come in, but mostly all from Indochina. So, one time when I was not feeling very gracious about being hacked. Well, this happened like 6-7 years ago, So I go through, start looking through the logs, and sure enough, I find the IP addresses where these people were coming in, trying to log in as root, or running a script against my server that tries a different connection every 3/4 of a second or every half second or whatever. And you can see a pattern in it, because it records the date, time, as well as the IP address that it came from, and it reports on what pages they were asking for, and you see it's always the same thing, and they're always looking for a PHP script. To get in as administrator on some type of flaw in PHP. So that's one of the reasons I don't run PHP on any of my web servers or email boxes or anything, because it's just too insecure. But getting back to the story, so if you know anything about web servers, and I probably should put this is the type of material I should put on my All Things Linux show. So, but right now I'm just brainstorming here, telling stories. These recordings are mainly for posterity. That when I pass on, my grandchildren will be able to see some of this stuff, and that's mainly why I do it. Don't monetize it. There ain't no money in it for me. I do enjoy tweaking the software and the hardware and getting different combinations of hardware and software to work together over the OS, the operating system bridge. So that's all. It's kind of the stuff I used to do as a engineer for cell phone companies and stuff, is to do shit like that. So anyway, where was I talking? Okay. So now I found them breaking in. There was evidence on it. So one of the things that you can do with your web server is you can tell your web server to look for the connection that's requesting it, and then check it against the list and take an action if the requester fits into certain categories. So I used it during I used the set of IP addresses and stuff, and so when they try to connect, I would send them back basically a "fuck you, asshole" in Chinese back to them. It's a return string on on their initial try at authentication. That was fun. I did that to them stuff, and I could have. If I was a vindictive person, I could have went ahead and trace back where they're coming from, even though they're jumping to 2 or 3 systems and stuff. Yeah, if I was really super bored, I'd compromise the same system it's coming from, which is a compromised system. I'd look through there and find out what hops is coming through for there. So eventually, with enough groundwork, I'd get back to the originator, and then I would just blow their system up remotely. But don't tell anybody I said that. I thought it was a lot more fun just to tweak them, up yours. Oh. Now I'll tell you this one story, and probably shouldn't be telling this, but I'm trying to make my podcast interesting, and the more you know about your host, probably the more interesting it would be. So at one time I worked for the feds as a contractor, mail contractor in Alaska. And let me tell you, the contractors and the union city carriers did not get along. The union city carriers were constantly trying to fuck us over. Basically, they would lodge complaints and grievances on a daily basis at the post office I was working on, and not just on me, on all of them. I guess what they were trying to do is force the post office to get rid of their contractors and use only union member city carriers to deliver the mail. And so, well, I'd gotten into a dispute with them, so I put up a website about it. I was trying to organize the highway contractors in the state of Alaska. So I put up a website about it. I wrote letters. I got a hold of other people, other contractors, and we're trying to form like a union of contractors to fight these other dudes off, So anyway, well, the story being that the high mucky mucks in the union operations found my my website that I had for contractors, and they did not like me telling the day-to-day activities, the fuck ups, and the illegal shit that the union was pulling in the state of Alaska. So I specifically told them on the front page of the site that you have to be a highway contractor to be able to see this information, and you have to be verified and all that stuff. I did that, and then I looked through my logs and found all the IP addresses that were back traceable to U.S. government entities, and wham, there it was. The people that they were contacting every day on my website to see if there's any new information I was putting out about them or any new complaints. So now I had their IP address. Okay, well, the server that I use is an open source server, Apache, and Apache allows you to look for IP addresses requests and then reroute them to another site. Okay, so when when their web browser would send a request to my web server for a specific page to be served up, I would capture that request and rewrite it and send them to a porn site to a homosexual porn site called what is it? Hairy Assholes. HairyAssholes.com. And all they had on HairyAssholes.com was picture after picture of male anuses, assholes with big hair pulling out of them on the screen. So that's how I got my revenge on USPS for fucking with me. Is I sent them, you know. Now I knew that they were going to use that periodically, so because you could analyze the logs and see the connection patterns. So I set up a little script so that every other one, you know, randomly, when it would come in, it would go to the hairy assholes. So, you know, I can imagine them sitting at their office desk, and one time they connect, because HTML is a stateless protocol for transferring stuff. You know, each time is a new connection to the server. So every connection, the counter was being flipped on it, and every so many of them, it went to hairyassholes.com. So you can imagine they're sitting there on their desk, and they've just talked about, you know, about me or something, or the site, and then they want to bring it up and see what I'm up to right now. So they pull it up, and one time they pull it up and they get the HCR.com, you know, Alaskan Contractors site, and blah blah blah. And the next time they come to the same exact address, it pops up hairy assholes. So I had a blast doing that. So, oh, I hear my kitty. Where you at? No, you're not going out. It's dark out there, cold and dark. You just gotta be quiet. You want to be part of the show? Come on up here. There you go. Come here. Let's show all the people out there what she looked like. There she is. Look at her. So, I'm not going to let her sit up on the keyboard. We'll move this camera a little bit so she's able to be seen. Oh. So that's just some of the things that have happened to your host that you might find amusing and interesting. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, let's pop back over to display. Nope, that's the wrong one. There we go. All right, so that's enough about Linux. If you guys are interested in Linux, go check out my, you can check out the website, allthingslinux.com. It's very outdated. I haven't been there in about, I think 2012 or 14 is the last time I put some data up on there. But it's on my to-do list to revamp that and to get it going again, and to put content on there. And what we used to do is stuff like book reviews, hardware reviews, distro reviews, all kinds of stuff, applications, all that kind of crap. We kind of grew out of our sitting in a Linux users group over the years, and it's probably the content in there goes back at least 15, 20 years. No, not 20 years, about 15 years. So let's see what else we got here today. Yeah, we've gone to that one. Let's go up there, boot. Let's go audio library. And there's our audio library. That's loading. Okay. I know what you folks would like to see, some photographs. Let's see if I got some photographs here for you. So let's go into photos. No. Let me go put this over on the right display. Here's some Halloween photos we made the other day. And I saw this out at the grocery store. It's a warehouse store, basically. I thought it was cute. The guy's got a skillet and riding a shotgun with him. Very nice. Okay. Here's a nice picture of a harvest moon. There's my kitty. There she is. Sweet thing. And here's I did a cooking show for fun. And there's some of the stills or the video from it. I'm not going to start that up and go through it because they're like 20 minutes. And this is getting long enough as it is. I'm running out of content. Don't want to talk politics. That's why I'm sitting here goofing off. All right, so let's go back to the intro slide, and I'll just say from Lazy Mountain, Alaska, this is Greg telling you good night and God bless.